One, two, three. Okay, here we are in Regensburg, Germany with Mark, the Chief Revenue Officer at Ruff Cycles. The company started in 2012 and has quickly grown globally with its cool and slick retro-style Ruffian model, and just released their Little Buddy, another cool ride, but completely different style of bike. Mark, congrats on your success and thanks for the great tour. Please give us
Thank
a
you.
brief review on on how Ruff Cycles got started and the company's philosophy.
Thank you for your visit. We as a small brand here are very honored that we're part of this tour. Rough Cycles actually started in 2012, while the experiences of Pero, my business partner, a bit from 2004 already. So that's where he got into bicycle business. So in the beginning, we wanted to do like cool custom bicycle frames, and eventually this business just got step by step bigger. We added parts, like we went from like 20 articles items to, like, in the meantime in 2015, like to 600 items. And in 2016 we started with the e-bikes, because we just saw, like, in Europe with this big boom for e-bikes, this big demand. We wanted just to offer like a alternative for people who appreciate this kind of style, but with quality components.
Good. So the frames are made in Europe and the final assembly is done here in Regensburg.
Exactly. We have a frame production in Bosnia Herzegovina. Um, Currently there are around 20 people, so we weld the frames there, aluminum and steel, and also the powder coating in Bosnia. The frames then get shipped to Regensburg, to our headquarters here, and we assemble the bikes along with other components we get from for example, from Bosch, from Magura, from Gates, Supernova, Italian seat maker, and we combine them we build the bikes here.
Good. You've created a very interesting connection. German quality and engineering meets rock and roll. Just tell us a bit more about that.
I mean, like, as many people in the world probably know that, like, German usually stand for quality and engineering. And this is kind of what we also want to have in our brand. For us, the quality is very important. That we do all the certifications, that we do everything according to the norms and regulations. And for us as a brand, as a young brand, it's interesting that we can build the brand as we want. We don't have to like fit in a specific mold. We can do whatever we liked, whoever we want to be. And this is what makes Rough. Like, with a passionate young team, we do things with a flat hierarchy. We decide things in this very chairs, and we sit here and make the decisions where we go, what we do next, and things are then getting started. And yeah.
Yeah. And what is the reaction to your really cool looking e-bike, which has some motorcycle styling?
The reactions, people are stunned, people smile, people want to talk about it, take picture with it. So I usually tell the customers, I warn them, uh, that they better don't be shy, because with these bikes you will get seen and you will get noticed, but in a positive manner. A lot of customers tell us, hey, I got approached by people all the time. They ask me about this bike, and it's nice. And when we go to events, when we see the people, the joy they have when they're riding it, and especially when they say, we don't even know something like this existed. This is a very interesting part for us, because even though those people might not buy, they know the quality of the bike, they know what it feels like, and in a sense, they will also uh, tell it to their friends.
Yeah, yeah. So you opened your first office in the USA in January 2019. How is that going? And do you have any plans for Canada?
I mean, the North American market is very interesting, because a lot of the brands are now establishing themselves. What we kind of also experience is the North American market is a bit few years behind the European market in terms of like pedelecs, because like the awareness that pedelec bikes, you have to pedal. We don't have a throttle. Those kind of things will take some time in the North American market, but nonetheless, it will be a joint effort from like big companies, from associations, like big companies like Bosch, association, events, media, to kind of educate the people, uh, what pedelec bikes are about. You know, it's also good for your health because yes, it will assist you, but not help you with the pedaling. You still have to pedal, and our role here is just to add another dimension to this offer. You know, to show bikes can also look, e-bikes can also look like this.
Hmm. Yeah, now you've got the new little buddy, which is at the opposite end of the spectrum to the Ruffian and could appeal almost to anyone. Please tell us just briefly about the R&D and how the little buddy came about.
I mean, the idea of the little body started a few years ago already. Pero always wanted to do like a as a second bike, something more fun, more compact, and we were working on this bike for some time until we get we worked with Aaron Bethlen Felvey on this bike. He's a former designer of GT and Schwinn, and he's like a genius when it comes to bike design. And he helped us to he designed the geometry and a lot of the things and helped us with his experience, along with the influences of Pero and the team here. I think we managed to have like a quite retro looking yet modern bike.
Yeah. So just about your sales, how many countries are currently selling Rough products and what are your plans moving forward globally?
I would say around 60, we shipped to around 65 countries so far worldwide. And for us, as a, with this niche market, we want to expand, but we expand quite carefully. It's always about finding the right partners because every market is different. Every market needs like special attention. We just don't want to place a product. We have to make a product fit into each of these markets, and that's why we are expanding, but in a healthy way.
Yeah. And so what's next after Little Buddy?
Um, I can't show you, but I'm gonna tell you this year we're gonna present a few more models, which is very fitting to the portfolio of Rough Cycles. So those bikes are not gonna be the same like the Ruffian or the Body. They will look different. They will have different functions, but they will all fit in the DNA of Rough Cycles. This is very important for us.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for a great visit. I really enjoyed learning so much about Rough Cycles and meeting the Rough family that you have here. It's really nice to see.
Thank you.
Thanks.